And now for something completely different.
There are no safe spaces here. The truth shall make you free. So you want the truth, but can you handle the truth? And what did we learn? Well, here's another fine mess you've gotten us into.
The Craig L. Hayes Show. Just thinking, where we talk about everything else. Well, hello, America, family, friends, listeners all around this planet we call home. This is the Craig L. Hayes Show. I am Craig L. Hayes, and the subtitle on this is Just Thinking, where we talk about everything else. And along that line, I have to fix something. This mic is... There we go. It was acting weird. It's all twisty. Kind of like me, all twisted. Anywho, July 31st, 2026 is the date. And let me see, July 20. Yeah, that's correct. And we're coming to you from the Northern Command Center here in Enterprise, Utah, on a very, very hot day for Enterprise, Utah. Usually much cooler. Folks, we are going to talk to you a little bit about topic. I've already talked ad nauseum about some of these things, but I think it bears tolerance to talk about it again. And this one is going to be called, I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm even going to label it as far as that goes. But it's about Islam. One of my favorite topics, talk about Islam. I just want everyone to understand something very simple. And this is going to be probably a very short thing, probably just something that's going to come out and tell you, reiterate some of the things I've said before in the past about Islam. But let's make sure we understand it. And it's, I hate saying this is your daily reminder. Well, this is your like every few month reminder. Islam is not a religion. Islam is a death cult. Islam, not being a religion, it is actually a political movement that uses the name of God or uses religion to be able to control the weak-minded so that they will be usable by the political leaders. And it's always these old mullahs and such that use the religion and say, we're the head of the religion in this country. They use the religion and it being called a religion to try to obtain power and trying to govern the world. They always say the world needs to be governed under Islam. No, that's not what you guys are doing. That's the excuse you're using, but that's not what it is. Your religion, your so-called religion, was brought to us by, Prophet Muhammad, back somewhere around the 600 AD mark. So the religion basically is somewhere around 600, 1400, a little more than 1400 years old. And at the time, at 600 AD, most of the Middle East from, Lebanon, Syria, Egypt, all these countries, they were Christian. They had taken hold of the Christian religion, the Son of God. They believed that Jesus was the Son of God, sent to redeem the world. And they were fervent believers. And then this guy came along called Muhammad, said, I'm a prophet. God has told me that religion is incorrect. So I look at that and say, so what you're trying to say to me is God sent his only son, his beloved son, to form a religion, we'll call it, called Christianity. A belief in Jesus Christ, to worship Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And shortly after all that happened, this guy who was a pedophile and was a warmonger said, no, God has told me that that's all wrong. So God set up his church through his son, Jesus Christ, and this guy comes along and says, no, God says it's not right. So did God make a mistake? Did God set up a church or set up a religion or a belief system and then figured out, oh man, snap, I am so wrong. I am wrong. I have made a mistake. What I actually believe in is I'm going to tell this guy over here, his name is Muhammad, and have him write all this stuff down. And it's going to be very violent, and I'm going to tell him that the gospel that I sent down with my son, Jesus, the gospel of love, the gospel of forgiveness, the gospel of redemption, doesn't apply anymore. That's totally wrong. I'm going to have a religion of compliance or death. Is that what you really believe? You know, the funny thing about it is, all those countries, all throughout the Middle East that were Christian, up until about 100, 120 years ago, they were predominantly Christian, including Iran, including Iraq, including Syria, Lebanon, Turkey, all these countries, they were all Christian. And the Muslims did not get killed because they had a different beliefs. They were tolerated and allowed to take and live in those countries and prosper and do whatever they wanted to. But once the Muslims get into the majority and the power, they have to get rid of anybody else that doesn't believe like they do. And now you can't find Jews or Christians throughout the whole Middle East, except for in one little town or one little country that seems to be the biggest problem for all these others, and that is Israel. Just pointing this stuff out, folks. Do your own research. But the one thing I did want to talk about on is this. I am so tired and so sickened every time I see gays, lesbians, bis, transgenders, confused, mentally ill. They don't know who they are. They don't know that the difference between males and females, and they're trying to figure it out. You know, my kids at the age of 3 or 4 knew a boy was built a certain way and girls were built a certain way. Huh. But you guys get older and they still can't figure it out. That's mental illness there. But that's not who we're talking about right now. But these people are mentally ill, all of them, because they all support people like Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, Iran. Name the country that's major Islam, and they love those countries. They march in support of them. They denounce Christianity and Judaism in favor of Islam. And yet, as soon as these people... Oh, let me ask you this question. How many people in Hamas or Hezbollah or the Houthis or the people in Iran, the Iranian Republican Guards, how many of those ever march in Pride Month or Pride Day or Pride Year or whatever goes on with the gay community, with the LGBTQ, IA, blah, 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 whatever. Who cares? I don't. How many of you ever seen marching their little gay parade or pride things? I'll tell you right now, zero. They, meaning the Muslims, will tolerate the gays trying to support them, but as soon as the gays get out of line, once the Muslims get the power, all you gays are dead. All you bisexuals, dead. Lesbians, dead. Transgenders, dead. You're all dead. All you socialists and communists trying to support all those same groups, the Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis, Iran, any other nation. Once they get in power, you're dead too. Oh, no, you're not. They're going to be so grateful they got put in power. Okay, well, we can go back a little bit in time. It's called, I don't know, late 1970s, early 1980s, when the Ayatollah finally took total control of the country and the mullahs took over the country of Iran and dictated it will be run from that point on as a Muslim nation. What's the first thing they did? They took 45,000 socialist, communist, fascists that were helping the Muslims take over that country. They executed them all. Nothing has changed. It will happen again. They're working together. It's called the Green-Red Alliance. Green meaning Muslims, red meaning the communists, are working together to try to bring down the Western world. And all you people are trying to support them. You're morons. So dumb, so dumb. Just because you want to take a country down, just because you want to destroy America, you're going to support somebody that's going to kill you in the end. You guys deserve about anything that happens to you, but the problem is if they take down America, the world is done. Then the communists and the Muslims will fight it out to see who's actually going to be the rulers of this world. They'll work together until it becomes expedient for one of them to be in control. And then that's when it really gets nasty. Anyhow, folks, like I said, this is going to be a little bit shorter of a one. I just wanted to reiterate and repeat some of the stuff that I have said in the past about all the crazy stuff that goes along with Islam. It's a death cult. It's not a religion. A religion prays to God for peace and for love so that their family can prosper. They don't pray to God and ask him for find us people we can take and kill because they don't believe like us. Yeah, your God sucks. Whoever you guys think is your God, I want nothing to do with that guy because I think he's Satan personally. I think the God you guys pray to is Satan. And that's my opinion. And if you don't like it, I don't care because I said it. Yes, I did. I said it. And I mean it. I'm not taking it back either. So deal with it. Anyhow, folks, that's the end of this one. I need someone to get me out of here.
You've been listening to the Craig L. Hayes Show. Just thinking.